foul call at the end with those. I can't even remember now after this W right here. That beautiful flame. Standing next to Ruth Riley Hunter, I'm Jason Jackson. Welcome here in the Bally Sports Studio in Fort Lauderdale. Hey, let's talk about the thing we've been talking about all night. I mean, this is the thing. It's a thing now. It's a thing that hopefully keeps rolling. It's this defense being so disruptive, the hands, the deflections, they turn into steals off the other way and not wasting opportunity.
I just love the way that Miami's able to impact the game from the tip with their defense. When you look at not just the quantity of turnovers, but these are live ball turnovers where they're able to convert points in transition. And I just thought that across the board, when you look at their steals, 12 steals on the night, 17 points that led to the 28 or 17 turnovers that led to the 28 points.
Yeah, no, it's something we saw on Thursday against Los Angeles. I believe it was 22 turns for 33 points. And it's not like there's this massive separation some nights in the sense of how many turnovers. This was incredibly different, but it's what ends up coming from it, and it's key. And particularly at a time where the Heat are locking in with the leading edge, that defense, and what they did, obviously, against a explosive, usually easily a 40-point production coming out of a backcourt from the Portland Trailblazers. Overall defense was excellent.
We talk a lot about execution on the offensive end, but there's also a ton of execution points on the defensive end. It comes from your pick and roll coverages, how you're able to know the plays that your opponent is running and how you rotate appropriately out of it. You can see here they put 2 on the ball. Knowing that screen is coming, Bam gets high hands, able to get the deflection, which leads to the steal, which leads to the dunk and fast break opportunities. Again, it gets in getting back in transition. 4 players, all eyes on the ball, guys in the gap, active hands, which allows you to get out and run. And it's not just pushing the ball up the floor. It's recognizing opportunities to score in the fast break. That's how you're getting those 28 points off of the turnover. Some easy ones, obviously, when there's not a defender in the frame. You always love the pick 6 opportunities, but I just thought that it was great effort across the board. The fight for the 50-50 balls, the active hands, the intensity on the defensive end, and then running the breaks well, whether it was an outnumbered break there or if they get back in transition, you still have to be able to execute against a 4-on-4 break, and I thought Miami did that well tonight.
Time to get back to Portland. The man is from their high school basketball from there. I believe it was Jesuit High School, and then off to the University of Portland to be a pilot, and now the head coach of your Miami Heat, victorious tonight in Portland. It's the Baptist Health post-game press conference starring Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah, it just shows you his competitive character. Not everybody can do that. Look, this league isn't easy, and sometimes you're put in situations where you just have to show some resilience, or you go the other way. And Kendrick's a tough kid, tough-minded, and he really wants to, be there for his team. So he's handled it, the right way. Really put in a lot of time behind the scenes, and then, when he was given this opportunity again, he was ready for it.
And then just this trip, because it never gets easier on the West. So you get a tough Portland team tonight, and now you get the gift of a back-to-back in Phoenix and Denver. Just how tough is that to go through a gauntlet like this? Thank you.
This is the league, and if you have real competitors in your locker room, you want these kind of challenges. You want, compete against the best teams and see how you line up. We don't play both those games, 2 nights from now. We just play Phoenix, so we'll focus on them.
Up next, we have Anthony Chang.
Hey, so I know this is nothing new for Jimmy, but the 2 blocks, the 4 steals, guarding CJ for most of the game. How much does his play on that end and just the mentality he brings on that end help to turn this defense into one of the NBA's best statistically?
Yeah, it's his competitive fire. Things matter to him on that side of the floor. It puts him in a natural position to lead, defensively when, you have your leading scorer that's willing to take on, great challenges every single night. But he's also very disciplined. He's active. He makes multiple efforts. He knows scouting reports. all of these things allow you to build a great defense around his skill set.
Next we go to Cooper Moorhead.
Yes, well, because of the way that the playmakers they had and the way the last two teams have had to score in the Lakers and Blazers, it could have looked like if the things weren't tightened up, it could have looked like it was against Memphis with another small guard that you guys were trapping. Are you happy with the way that the team has kind of responded to watching the film of that Memphis game over the last two nights?
Yeah, and look, Memphis played great that game. We didn't. And there are a lot of uncharacteristic, things from that game defensively. We for the better part of 3 months, we've defended at a very high level. It's a matter of being able to build these habits night in, night out against these incredible challenges that you have in this league. Literally, your pickup point in this game tonight is crazy. We practiced at Portland State yesterday. They didn't have a three-point line, so we had to practice our pickup points a step over half court. That was our only, point of comparison. And so your defense ends up being 8-10 feet out further than it normally is. And if you're not willing to make, big time multiple efforts and have activity, you have no chance, when your defense is that stretched out.
And next we go to Mateo Mayorga.
Hello, Coach. You're a competitor too. Was this a game you had circled on your calendar, considering the Blazers and the Heat play each other twice a year and they won in Miami on March 25th?
No, it's not something we have circled. You just take it one game, at a time. I know that sounds like a cliche. We were really disappointed from that game in Portland because we thought guys really played well. We had a 10-point lead, 5 minutes to go. We just weren't able to close it out, but they made great plays and the offense rebounded down the stretch. We're trying to find some consistency and see if we can take a big step forward, in the next few weeks as a team.
All right, Coach, that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Portland's own Eric Spoelstra giving it to us. We're going to give this to you a few times. I mean, listen, none had 4 assists. We might as well see this from 4 angles. That was 3. Do I got one more? No? Come on. Oh, wait, Ruth will give us more later. Stay there. We're at papajohns.com or on the Papa John's app. That's my favorite. Enter Ruth's favorite promo code, HEATWIN, to enjoy the savings. Speaking of Ruth Riley Hunter, and she's right here. It's truth time. Let's start off with the guys. They scored, 20 points, 22 points. Let's start with the big fellow in the middle, Bam Adebayo, and really starting from the beginning, impacting what would end up being a Miami Heat victory.
Really impressed with the way Bam came out from the start. And yes, we've already documented the defense, but I just thought that Bam on the offensive end really was efficient. When you look at his ability to put points on the board, he does it in so many ways. Obviously, always a lob threat, can get ahead of the pack in transition, uses his athleticism well. He's a great outlet for guards when they drive. He has great hands, catches anything within his radius. 62% of his points come in the paint. We see those either above the rim or those short jumpers. Great recognition of the shot clock there, just showing off his improved jumper. And I just thought that the timing of a lot of his cuts, he's 3rd in the league in points off of cuts, and so many ways that he's able to impact the offensive ends.
22 points, a couple of dimes, a few boards. All in all, what was ever needed, they did it, including as we turn our attention to Jimmy. How about to go with the 20 points and the 4 rebounds and the 5 assists? 4 steals and 2 blocks.
I mean, Jimmy is so impressive. His ability to really read the gap. He has such a great sense of timing when you look at his ability to not just steal, obviously leads the league in steals. He's 6th in deflection, so when he's not ripping the ball, he's also getting a hand on it. I thought he did a good job of getting ahead of the pack in transition, but also a step around the defender. He's so good at finishing in the paint, absorbing contact, and able to shoot over defenders. And so I thought another great night. No surprise that you're led by your two stars, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo tonight, able to really do it on both ends of the floor.
As we turn our attention over to the defensive side of the ball, can we make a big deal? I mean, let's make a big deal out of what happened. I mean, I was up here in pregame show talking about MVP votes and whatnot. Damian Lillard deserves that. So in turn, if that man can't get up more than 10 shots on a night where you fully know he's the focus, tipping of the cap, kudos to the D, is appropriate.
And not just the two defenders on the ball, but it was everyone off the ball. They were able to scramble, force the turnovers, and eliminate anything easy. We saw C.J. McCollum go off in the first game. Well, that was because Dame got off the ball and allowed him to do that. Well, tonight, even those off the ball weren't able to get going. You see the high active hands. Bam doing a good job of switching, getting out there, disrupting his rhythm, the flow of his offense. He wasn't able to get comfortable. He was never able to really turn the corner and get momentum heading to the rim. He was always forced to play in a crowd. And, you know, and the fact that he just scored 12 points, third lowest point total of the season, this is a great collective effort when you look at their ability to really hold down one of the association's top scorers.
3 of 10 went in for Damian Lillard, and all 3 of his buckets were from the land of milk and honey. He finished with 12 points, well over 20 last night in the victory over Detroit. All right, let's go to Heat threes. Usually they want to take more, but if you're going to make 40%, you'll take the dozen you make, right?
And made one more three than Portland did. And this is one of the highest three-point volume teams in the league. Miami was able to be more efficient from behind the arc, and that is really the key. They didn't take as many threes, Miami, as they usually do, largely because they're able to get a lot of shots out in transition or in the paint. But I thought they did a great job of knocking down the ones they did. They were really efficient from the corner, 6 of 9 on those corner threes. Duncan has been dynamic from behind the arc. He is second in three-point rate. That's the percentage of field goals that are from behind the arc. Does obviously a great job. Quick release, high points on that release. Such a great high-volume shooter. Stretches the floor. That's well beyond the three-point line. So I thought the ball movement, we were able to create some open opportunities from behind the arc, pair that with the points in transition, and that was a recipe for success.
Take a look at all these numbers rolling out here with Ruth's Arithmetic, brought to you by Papa John's. The one thing that will always stand out is when the Heat are double digits down in rebounding and still win again.
And really didn't get beat up on the offensive glass. I thought that was the most impressive thing. They were able to really do a good job there. Assists were break even, field goals at the rim. You see that the Trailblazers were able.
It's in October, and then country music star Kane Brown brings the Blessed and Free tour to Miami in early December. Elton John still saying farewell, everybody. Make sure you're in the house for one of pop culture's most enduring performances. Elton will be in Miami on April 28th. That's 2022. Just wanted to give you a heads up. These and many other events are on their way to American Airlines Arena. Visit aarena.com for a complete list, or buy yourself some tickets while you're there. (107-98). That is the final. For only the 5th time this season, the Portland Trailblazers incapable of providing 100 points. This time, thanks to your Miami Heat's defense. That's Ruth Riley Hunter. I'm Jason Jackson. Welcome to the Valley Sports Studio here in Fort Lauderdale. Great to be up here. And listen, this was a magical night of disruption for the Miami Heat, wasn't it?
Yeah, Miami really stole the show.
Oh, you did.
Oh, I did.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving the set now. That pun was, it is. Can I just go? Go do your thing. Off you go.
They had 12 rips on the night and just did a tremendous job when you look at their ability to execute their defensive game plan. Jimmy obviously leading the way with 4. He leads all players in the association when you look at his averages on the season, and that just allows you to get out in transition. We talked about the fast break points opportunity, but it starts with the on-ball defense. That allows you to play the passing lanes and then to get out in transition. Active hands obviously will help you get those deflections, which lead to steals. That's almost like a secondary assist in that regard. Able to get some easy ones at the rim.
12 steals as Ruth pained us with puns to let us know it all tonight. The previous season high was 8. So this was remarkable and stands out. 22 points for Bam Adebayo, 20 for Jimmy. It was a nice rebounding night. What have I been saying since Sally arrived? Slick, smooth rebounder. People don't... Scores from around the association. Ruth, I don't know about you. That 1 o'clock game had my attention for about like the last couple days. You know, Atlanta, Charlotte, Miami, all hanging together. Atlanta taking care of business. You mentioned they surprised you a little bit here, getting these wins with a bunch of guys down, by the way.
I mean, it's been a rotation of their roster, obviously a coaching change, and they've been rolling this season.
Boston with a nice win today. Mercy. Look, Milwaukee, hello. Was Giannis back? He didn't play last night, I know that. New Orleans was playing around with Cleveland and then got the W. New York victorious, as well as San Antonio. Page 2. Memphis and Indiana playing at the Rec. They were just up and down the floor. A-Rod trying to buy Minnesota. You see that story?
I did.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
They want him to keep it there. You know where he used to play baseball, right? Yeah, keep that in the back of your mind. Just hold on to that story for a while. 131, 124. I believe the Clippers won that game. That went fast for me.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to lie to anybody. We're going to shift some things as it pertains to the 4 through 10 spot, Ruth, here in the Eastern Conference. Miami slipping up. We're going to do this every night, right? all the way to the 16th of May.
All the way to the finish. You definitely want to be in that top 6.
Well, we can stop doing it right now because Bam's ready. Let's go to the Zoom room.
Definitely makes it easier because all me and Jimmy do is switch the whole game. So it definitely makes the scheme easy. We've developed this connection where sometimes it's just reaction. Like, I know what he's going to do on certain schemes when the opponent's running it. You always got to feel. So we built that connection. So it's definitely easier for both of us.
And what does it say about Kanon, where I know he's been through this before, where he's in the rotation, out of the rotation, he comes in today after not playing in the past 6 games and really doesn't miss a beat. What does it say about just his mental strength, where he's able to stay in and perform after not playing for the past few weeks?
We got that motto, stay ready, so we got to get ready. Like I stay ready for that moment. He's getting his moment again. So be out there playing the right way, and in fact, and winning.
Thanks, man.
Next, we'll go to Ira Winderman.
Man, what's it like trying to rebound against this team? Cantor had 30 rebounds last night, set a franchise record. You guys look like you really gang rebounded. Tyler came up big with 7 rebounds. Was that sort of what it was going to take against a team like that you'd have to sort of do it collectively because they had guys who were sort of relentless?
I feel like that's how every game should be. I don't feel like it should just be emphasis on one game. I feel like we all, every game, we try to all gang rebound. So it's not a specific team.
And then just this trip, I mean, it doesn't get any easier. You have Phoenix on Tuesday, you have Denver at altitude on Wednesday. I mean, did you sort of look at like it was really important to get the first one here to try to set a tone?
I mean, anytime we go out west, we try to get the first one and then build on that. So that's kind of how our routine been. Try to get the first one and just keep building on from there.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Bam.
So, Ruth, exactly what Bam was talking about. If you're going to go on a trip, start it right with a W.
A great job against the first team. Obviously, this is the next up, Phoenix Suns. This is going to be a tough team. They are playing well, 2nd overall, 2nd in field goal percentage, 1st in field goal percentage in the paint. They are impressive this season.
How about a game that should be illegal? Can we discuss it real quick?
Yeah, let's discuss.
If you're an Eastern Conference team traveling east out of a time zone, you should never have to play Denver. and their altitude and their 9-hour trip to the airport to downtown on the second night of a back-to-back. I have spoken.
I will co-sign on that.
Thank you very much. Let's get that in an envelope and get that to Manhattan. That's it right there. What would you like most tonight? In all the things that went well, what's the top of Ruth's list?
I just thought that Miami has struggled a little bit when they put two to the ball and playing out of it, and I thought tonight everyone was on the same page, so their ability to really be impactful. You know that trapping is a part of their arsenal on the defensive end, so I thought being able to really set the tempo on that side of the floor and execute out of that was impressive.
You busy Tuesday?
No, you?
I'm going to drive up here. Race you.
Okay.
Just kidding. No, come on. We'll take it easy. We'll get up here nice and easy. Actually, we'll be at the arena. I totally forgot about
Back to Miami.
All right, let's go then. Once again, the final score, victory for your Miami Heat. 107-98, now 28-25 on the season. If you'd like to catch tonight's game again, coming up next, or tune in tomorrow at noon as we replay all of the action presented by your South Florida Honda dealer. This has been a presentation of Bally Sports, your exclusive home for Miami Heat basketball. For Ruth Riley Hunter, I am Jason Jackson.
Who is playing in his fourth game since the trade to Miami. 18 points, 4 boards, 3 steals. But on that play, with 5:50 left in the game, experienced right knee soreness the minute he landed. He grabbed at that right knee. Victor did not finish the game and did not make the road trip west with his team, while his situation is still being evaluated. So a tough loss for the Heat and a tough loss for the player. And that moves Kendrick Nunn back into Miami's starting lineup. Tonight is 27th start of the season, his first game back since March 26 when he had that 10-point first half at Charlotte, then sprained his right ankle. So 6 games not playing and now right back into it. And we welcome in our point guard, John Crotty. And John, you're a good person to talk about Kendrick Nunn's roller coaster second season. He's been in the lineup and out and now back in, and we think he'll make a seamless transition back into that starting group.
Well, look, it's really mentally challenging to miss 6 games, a couple due to the ankle injury, the rest to really not playing due to Victor Oladipo being in the rotation. It will test you mentally, but Kendrick Nunn has shown his resilience over the course of his time with the Heat. And the way he's going to come back with his confidence is he can rest assured in the work that he puts in, getting the reps to stay sharp, but also visualize positive performances like this one against Portland. He had 22 points, really got to his strengths, which is the pull-up jump shot, the catch-and-shoot game beyond the arc. Expect him to stay ready and be productive against the Blazers tonight.
Now, the Portland Trail Blazers, they won and they played and won last night. They beat the Pistons by 15 at home. It was a 118-103 victory. Lillard and McCollum did their thing to the tune of 53 combined points, but the big story there was Enes Kanter, backup and starter. He started that game with 24 points, set a Portland franchise record with 30 rebounds, 12 of them on the offensive glass. Portland won the rebound battle by 11 and were plus 14 in second chance points. Kanter, a night to remember. Toyota Trend on the Blazers, 10 games above 500. Good at home, good against the East. 6th in the West, game and a half behind the Lakers, game and a half ahead of Dallas, and 2.5 weeks removed from 23s in Miami in a 3-point victory against the Heat.
Well, look, the Taco Bell take is what the Portland Trailblazers did well against Miami, and that was getting C.J. McCollum going early. He really came out of the gate firing in that first half. Catch and shoot threes, ability to pull up and knock down shots as well. And then Dame Lillard, well, he struggled for the first part of the game due to the double teams Miami put on him. In the fourth quarter, he was a closer at 9 points, hit a couple pressure free throws. And then last Kanter, I thought was a real game changer. His ability to get second chance point opportunities, 9 offensive rebounds of his total 16, really impacted the Blazers' ability to get easy baskets.
Yeah, it's a big Portland team. They get Yusuf Nurkic back tonight. He sat out last night with some knee soreness. Tonight he'll play in just his 20th game this season, just his 28th game the last 2 seasons. He gives them not only size, but terrific skill. Meanwhile, Norman Powell is now 28 and 25, 3 games over 500 for the first time since March 17th. Miami moves into 5th place in the East. Heat Nation, when the Heat win, you do too with Papa John's Pizza. Thanks to tonight's road win in Portland, you get 50% off regular menu priced items tomorrow on your online order at papajohns.com or on the app. Enter the promo code HEATWIN to enjoy the savings and the Papa John's Pizza. Well, Miami never trailed in the second half. They named their tune. They did it with great defense. John, they forced 17 turnovers. They scored 28 points off of them. That's 61 points off turnovers in the last 2 wins for Miami. So they're getting it done on the defensive end right now.
Awesome. I mean, that's all I can say. Just tremendous defense at the point of attack, containing the ball handler. In this case, it was Damian Lillard. They trapped him hard on the high pick and rolls, really backed him up, took him over to the half-court line, really, just so not allowing him to initiate their half-court offense, and then to be able to be aggressive, closing the passing angles down where they were able to get hands and deflections, create steals, get out and score in transition. This really allows Miami's offense to get easier baskets and flow into it. This was a rested, very energetic approach by Miami. They look really good. Love to see them continue to duplicate what they're doing, particularly on the perimeter. It's amazing what Bam's able to do, too, as a big. He can get out, he can help, he can contain and trap guys like Damian Lillard, and then all the way sprint back under the basket to cover his man and create a defensive stopper under the basket, too. But this type of performance will keep Miami in so many games, particularly out on the road.
Well, think about what Miami did tonight. Portland leads the league, committing just 11 turnovers a game. They force him into 17. Damian Lillard, 3rd best scorer in the league at 29 points per game. They hold him to 12 on 3 for 10 shooting, his 3rd lowest scoring game of the season. And now we're looking at a Heat team that has won 6 of their last 7 games. They have also won 9 of their last 11 on the road. Tonight's victory puts them a half game behind Atlanta, just ahead of Charlotte. Miami started the night in 6th. They end this late night Sunday in Portland, 5th place in the East, and we will see you again Tuesday night when the Heat take on the Suns in Phoenix. But Jackson, Ruth, this one was not only worth staying up late for, Heat fans might have trouble getting to sleep after that rousing defensive performance we all just witnessed.
Except for John. Somehow he was able to win the Masters and find his way here to the Bally Sports Studio on the same day. I wanted to, just congratulate Hideki, but karate, nice work, bud. Man's had a strong short game.
Yeah,
That's the deal.
Yeah, definitely.
He started the trip. We ended that with Tyler in our walk-off conversation. It was one of the very first things we talked about, what's it been now, almost 5 hours ago at this point. With that being said, check it, right? Like, this is how you want to play these games that are challenging. This is the last strip of way out west road games. What a nice start.
It is a great start, and to be able to really play well out of your defense, and that's where you can't always predict how you're going to shoot the basketball, but if you bring it like Miami did tonight on the defensive end, create havoc, force turnovers, play out of that, good things happen when you're able to do that. And obviously against 2 of the top backcourt players in the league. There's a lot of talented players on this West Coast trip. You're going to see a lot of different coverages. I thought Miami executed well on that side of the ball.
Here's an execution of wonderfulness that's up in the air. It's called Oop Nasty. Oh, actually, the segment's called Heat Check, but then the...
Just continuing to stick with it and, whatever we came into, the mindset we came into it, just keep sticking with it. And, eventually we'll be able to, put points on the board and be able to, get stops and come out with the win.
Keeping this dynamic backcourt that Portland has under 20 at the same time in the same game on the same night is a defensive feat. What are you most proud of about the way you all did that collectively?
It's going to take a whole collective defensive effort from everybody. Them two backcourt guys are really good, Dame and CJ. Dame at most times you're going to need to put 2 guys on them, so that's really what we did all night, and we'll be able to just continue to make them take, real tough shots and just get the ball on the rebound and be able to push in transition.
The theme from Thursday continues with turnovers turning into points. It was 22 turns against LA for 33 points tonight, 17 for 28. How much of that is a focus for you all defensively right now?
It's a major key for us, every game, trying to get deflections, get our hands on on all the passes, tip balls and just try to get out in transition and run. We feel like that we have, a lot of athletes that can run in transition, guys that can make plays, in the open court, and I feel like that's when we're at our best.
Before I let you run for most of Heat Nation, this is like a little revenge tour for you all. First time you faced Portland and Denver and Phoenix, those were losses, and now you get to return the favor. So how nice is it to start this thing off with a W?
Yeah, it feels good. We had 2 days off, came out to Portland, got the win, and now we're going to Phoenix. And like you said, it's a revenge tour for us, try to get these next 3 games.
My man, safe flight. Appreciate the time. Congratulations on the win.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Tyler Hero right there doing his job. Let's see him right now with that left hand over the big fella. Yes, sir. And then right now, still in that painted area. I'll stay with it if it works, right? Left all night. 107.98. That's how you start.